Welcome to the Builder's Challenge. And we're getting started in the second step. First, people built our primary wall here. And so now the second part of the challenge is we need to get a wall standing up and working on it. Now what we're really showing off, for those of you that haven't been tuned in earlier, is advanced framing techniques or optimum framing, which is how to build a solid, sturdy wall with a minimum of lumber and a minimum of everything. So how do we actually downsize our labor and downsize our construction materials and still come out with a viable product? So you got all your people here, Silvio? Yeah, okay, he's got them all hooked in. If you take a look at your books, and when you come up to your stations, you'll have all the books there too. If you look at step 2 of this, and we'll get this on the camera so we can take a close look at this. Is that going to work like that? There we go. That works. Okay, we're into this one over here. I'll turn this around. There we go, and you don't have 2 pages to look at. So what we've got is this main wall. We're going to stand up in a minute, but we're going to build a side wall here, and another side wall here, and a partition wall here. Those 3 walls are the same, except this one has an extra stud in it to help us out later on, doing an inside corner. So one detail here in the bottom is that we built this wall with a single header up on the top. But in fact, we're going to use a double header. It could be a single header if you line your trusses up right over the studs. But if you're not going to be lining all of the roof structure right over the studs, then you do a traditional double stud like Chris explained in the seminar yesterday. But the important thing is that the piece that goes across the top needs to go in such a way that it locks the other ones together. So if you look carefully at the design, you'll actually see how the top piece is laid, so that when you come across here, we don't have it here, but as you see here, we've got a top piece right there and here, so that second double header goes all the way to the end here, so it locks those 2 together. Then that one starts from there, goes over the top of the other one. Again, you're locking the corners together with the double header. If you don't do that, the wall just wants to fall away. By locking it together, it strengthens it an awful lot. Now, if you're doing proper, carefully planned construction, you just have to do a lot of good nailing, and you don't tie those things together up there. You can get away with it. Or if you're worried about it, you put a metal strap in and tie them together like that. So the plan actually gives you all the dimensions. So what we need to do is to get our contestants up into each one. We'll probably move these walls out of the way so you can work on the floor. Lean them up against the wall, and over here we'll work out some way to get it out of the way for the moment. Because you need to build 3 sections, these end walls. They're all the same. That one, and the interior partition. And then this wall gets an extra stud. The details are in the plan. Then later, when we're ready to put it all together, we stand it up, we nail it together. Now, you can't nail it into the floor. Okay, the hotel just wouldn't let us do that. So, and we didn't build stands for all of you, like I got one up here, but you didn't get it. So you're going to be flat on the floor as if you were on the platform of your house. Okay, so got to be a little careful how you nail it together, because usually it's more fun, you just nail it down and it stays put. Okay, well here we'll have to work with that a little bit. And then we're going to add in a couple of pieces of intelligent framing. Here's a 1x4 right here. Goes on after you put the walls together. And its only purpose in life is to give us a backer for nailing drywall on that front wall. Now often we put a whole extra stud in just for that. That's a lot more expensive than a 1x4. And when you put an extra stud in, you get an empty space here that everybody forgets to put insulation in. So it never gets insulated. Okay? Huh?
Spray foam.
Spray foam, right. Now, partition wall goes up, and we're going to put a 1x6 on the back of it. But before we put the 1x6 in here, you're going to take your polyethylene, and you're going to cut a 1-foot strip of polyethylene, and you're going to tack the polyethylene to the wall, and then put the 1x6 on this side to hold it in place. What does that give us? On the other side, we've got nailing. Well, in fact, you watch the wall, and I'm going back with my camera lady here to the inner sanctum of this house. Yeah, everybody's got to get out of the way so she can come back and visit here. So on the back side here, Are you, come on over a little bit more so you can see this angle. You got this right here? Okay, so here's my partition wall that I put up here. And instead of building a whole bunch of 2x4 studs on the other side just so I can put in drywall, what I'm doing is I got that 1x6 that we put in during the framing stage. And so the drywall can attach here and go that way, and the drywall can attach here and go this way. But how do you do the vapor barrier really well? Well, if we do it early in the game, you do it like I have on the top. And you're going to do this. Up on the top of this piece, we're going to put a 1x6 and a 1-foot strip of poly vapor barrier. That poly vapor barrier goes on here, and what it's all about is that it goes on in the framing stage, and then we do all kinds of other things to the house. We're not ready for insulation yet. Then when we come back with our fiberglass, this is here so that we can attach the vapor barrier to the full vapor barrier, and this piece that goes across the top, this piece that goes behind the partition wall. That little 1-foot strip that goes all the way down here and all the way up there is what makes it easy to get a continuous, perfect vapor barrier later on, particularly important if that's your air barrier too. Okay, now if you're doing air barrier on the outside, that's less critical. But it does block the moisture from getting up through that crack of the partition wall, because the partition wall is often a leakage point where things just aren't quite finished right. So that 1-foot strip of it. And by the way, with the polyethylene, the guys were pointing out to me a little bit earlier, and we should actually make a point of that. If you look at the print on these things, you'll come to a maple leaf. Here, I'll show it to you. There's a maple leaf here with a check mark. That means that this is a Canadian-approved vapor barrier, and it's what we should be using in the walls. And it's different than the American product. Basically, it's all virgin. It's not recycled. It's virgin plastic, so there's no faults in it. So it stays continuous all the time. That's a little requirement for vapor barriers in Canada. Okay, so we're going to build the 3 sections on the floor. We're going to add in, then we're going to stand the whole thing up, nail it together, and put the double header that locks it on the top. Then you come back, put a 1x4 in here, put a 1x6 in here, a little bit of 1x6 on the top. That one we don't have to deal with. The vapor barrier goes on later, covers the whole wall. This one, we pre-planned that 1-foot strip of plastic sandwiched between the 1x6 and the 2x4. So we get both nailing and we're ready to do a continuous vapor barrier. Does that make sense? And that's all in 20 minutes, gentlemen and ladies. So can we have all the contestants stand up, find yourself a section where you want to work, and Chris, can we get you guys to help them get rid of these 2 walls so they can get them back later? Can maybe move them out there? You guys can lean up against the wall. Set it up so you can get that up against the wall without scratching the paint. I think you probably want to take that back out that way, and then you'll bring it back when it's time to build the thing. And then before we start the timing, I want you to locate your stuff. Make sure everybody's got themselves a knife to cut plastic with, and use that knife to open your bundles and lay out your wood. No cutting yet, no hammering yet, no real measurements except for finding if you got the right piece of wood. And if you look at the book, just beyond the centerfold, you'll find the detailed plans. And detailed plans show you this is a 24-inch wall, stud to stud, outside to outside, all 3 of them. And they stand the same height as that. I think is a 6-foot wall we've built for short people. This is a Hobbit house. She's back up. Glad to see you back. You're going to get good at this. We just got to teach her that those little slippers are not good for construction sites. Now, you'll see in your bundle, there's one 2x4 that's a little shorter than the others. Yeah, we're probably opening up almost all the wood bundles, I think, to get this one done. You don't have a measuring tape. Which booth? Somebody walk away. Oh, yours here. Take mine. Bring it back to me. You'll need measuring tape. You need a pencil. You need a hammer. You need some long nails and some short nails. That's it. Doesn't that feel good? It also is a great meat tenderizer with that waffle head on the end. So like if you're doing some filet of, you're doing lamb chops. Okay. Now check your books for the plan. Make sure you got your plan with the dimensions. That'll help you to identify the stuff. That's a hat. And it's, you see there's a knob in the back that you put it on your head and you can adjust it so it actually stays. Okay, I'm just curious, is one of those 2x actually shorter than the others, or are they all the same size? They're all the same, huh? Because I thought there was one that was shorter for the head, the double header. No. Okay. Break your stuff out, make sure you're all ready, because once we get started, you don't want to be wasting time trying to figure out what you got or where the nails are or anything else. Oh, this guy's even checking if his boards are all straight. Safety glasses. There are also safety glasses. If we're missing safety glasses, Chris, do we got more safety glasses? Should the black boxes there? Safety glasses in the black boxes. Do you not have in your bundles? You think that might be. That was usually for the stage, but if you're missing something, we need to find it. Sure. That one? Yeah, that could be. You got one? Yeah, nailer, and then there's another short one. Yeah, 1x4. Okay. All right, Chris, you want to walk around and see that we're set on the ground there? And people got what they need? Okay, so you're going to first build the 3 little walls, add the extra stud in one of them, stand it up, nail it all together, put the double header on the top so it locks in the top. And if the boards we don't really want to cut boards, so when you overlap up here, it may be short on the other end, that's all right, but do the overlap properly. You'll see why the extra stud's there later. As to why the extra stud is in this corner over here, it all comes to the strapping we're going to put on the wall later for the siding. So there needs to be something to nail that to. Yes?
These won't tie the top plate.
Why?
They're all 24 inch.
Oh, yeah, no. So what you're going to do is you're going to cheat the length by moving it over the top, and it'll be short on the other end. Okay? And we'll pretend. Okay. That's called supply and demand, right? How you got the supply? It's all about planning your house before they ship the wood, right? Although we try to get it right so you don't have to cut a lot of lumber here. We don't always get it 100%. But I think we're all set. Your guys are set. Everybody feel all right? Any problems? No? Can we get a clock up there? You got 20 minutes to do this. Now, what are we judging you on? We're judging, now this one, we're not putting a diagonal brace in it. So get it kind of square, but we'll just square it up. We're not worrying about that. If it was a real wall, there'd be more distance and a diagonal brace. Okay? So that's going to be a little wobbly on that side. We are going to judge you that everything is in the right place, that it's tied together properly on the top, and that the nailer strips and the plastic are all in the right way. Oh, by the way, when you cut the plastic, please do not cut the rug. This is a hotel. Okay? So when you cut the polyethylene, cut it on a board so that we don't have to pay for a new rug. Okay? We can't afford that. They let me come in with circular saws, but we don't want to be cutting the rug. All right. Everybody ready? You got an idea where we're going? We have a 20-minute clock up there. If we can get the judges out of here for the moment. Okay, everybody on standby. On your marks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hammer. Go. If you got any problems, ask us questions. If you're missing a tool, missing a nail, ask us questions. Work as a team. A good team, you got support on the board that wants to move. How long does it take our fastest builder to build the first square? 1 minute. In 1 minute. Of course, he almost made it 1 minute. He had to stop for a selfie. While your partner's working, come here. You see, he's putting a lot of weight on the board with his foot.
Yeah.
You come back here and support it here.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, that helps him to hammer.
Okay. Yeah.
You see, you can feel it in your foot.
Yeah.
But that'll help him to really pound that in. Otherwise, it's sliding because he's just pushing down, but you're
Yeah.
pushing against it.
Okay.
Block his board back here, remember? Yeah, yeah. That's what's called teamwork. Now you'll need to look in your book for the plan to know exactly where you put that extra stud in the one wall. Walls are going up. Now, for those of you that haven't figured it out, what did he do? He missed. He split. It was too dry. It's not your fault. Now, if you've never built walls before, there's an interesting thing for the novice that comes as a surprise. We want to put 4x8 sheets of drywall on the inside. So we'd like this wall to be 8 foot high. But if you look at the way we build the wall with a piece on the top and a piece on the bottom, or even 2 pieces on the top, we need the stud to be less than 8 feet. And so when you order your studs, the lumber yard, if you tell them you have a double header, will sell you studs that are exactly the right length, that by the time you put 1 on the bottom and 2 on the top, it's perfectly 8 feet. In the old days, we had to gang cut all that stuff. Now it comes delivered that way. But if you're doing a single header, and you're actually doing that, which is possible, you're doing a single header, you got to pay attention. You'll probably have to cut your own stud out of 8 foot pieces, because you'll suddenly discover, I'm 1.5 inches short. My drywall is not going to fit. And everybody wonder why the whole house is 1.5 inches short. Yeah, you just discovered 2 hands is not better than 1 because you can't control it, right? Ah. Now, hold this piece because it wants to run. He's holding the other one for you. Good, good, good. Now you're in and running. Now just keep your fingers away. And he'll give you the support. Now you see how much use that is to have somebody holding the other end? Now we got a couple of pros working over there in Station 1. They just marked out their 3rd stud before they put the thing together so they can mark both boards at the same time. Keep your fingers away. The nice thing about spiral nails is when you bend them, as they drive in, they turn around. So they stand the head up so you can hit it again. Okay. We're doing pretty good. Most of you are getting close to having all 3 of them done. And we're not quite halfway through yet. That's good. Yeah. You're getting almost halfway now. That's good. Okay, here goes our first wall up. You can look at the stage, it'll help orient you a little bit. Oh. Flip your wall over, guys. Flip the wall over, it'll match the stage. If you just flip it.
We're okay. We're okay.
You're okay. But if you flip it, you'll see you're see how the angle started down that side going up?
Okay.
That's okay. It doesn't really matter.
It's gotta
Well,
look
what?
exactly like that.
Okay.
Where's the judge?
Okay. What's important is that the inside corner is here.
Who's this guy?
That's good. Go for it. Go for it.
You want it to look like that?
No, it doesn't. No, that works. Same thing. It's just got to make sure that's the inside corner.
Okay. So we gotta grab our drawing. I don't know.
Yeah, leave it like you had it. Leave it like you had it. Or if you flip it over that way, then it'd be like this one. Is that going to give you your inside corner? Yeah, that gets the inside corner in the right place. No, you're going to move out that way. Yeah. That's the plan. Wait a minute. You guys are going to have a problem with your inside corners here. Whoa, 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 stop. Take a look at that. We need these two pieces here to make an inside corner. Okay? You need to go out the other. Where's your one with the inside corner? Okay, this guy. Okay? Come on, come on, come on.
I'm not pulling that out. I got 5 of them in there.
Oh, you got 5 of them in there already? Okay. Stick your ears in, high and low. Okay. Pardon?
How did you explain the vapor barrier?
We showed it back there with the camera and all. Just the 1 foot strips.
Yeah, but are they?
No, it goes on after, it goes on with a 1x6. Yeah. Okay. We got 5 minutes left. We'll probably give you an extension on this, so don't panic. It's always our guess how long it's going to take you. Okay, if you're watching the clock, it only says 3 minutes, but I just asked them when it runs out, we're going to give you 5 more. Because you're all getting it pretty well up, and then we got to deal with that vapor barrier strip and putting in the 1x4 and 1x6s. How you doing? That's good. Yeah, throw that other piece on there. Then you got to cut a vapor barrier strip, slide it in here, put the 1x6, put 1x6, and 1x4 over here.
That's the inside.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You're going good. And just throw up that other wall. Okay.
Another on the back with
the Right.
paper barrier behind.
Yeah, so you're going to throw a 1 foot strip of vapor barrier in here, but put that up first.
Okay.
What you want to do is take the knife and just cut a 1 foot strip about. So you bring it over here and lay it on a board. What do we have? A nice long board here. Well, this is probably long enough. If you, let's find the edge. Where's the edge? Here you go. Just an edge like that. So just lay this out, because this actually opens up to being 8 foot high. And if you come out here about a foot and then slice it off. And do it on the wood, that way we don't cut the rug. Oh, you sawed through. Hey, you guys are smart. You're holding it up and sawed through.
The young bloods.
Oh, we needed to use that saw for something. That was a very good trick. Good show, guys. If you want to use the trick these guys used, they took a saw and they just cut off a foot
Yeah, I saw
from the roll. It was cool. Huh?
stapler.
No, they could. We got a couple of the siding nails. They could just tack it. because it doesn't take much because the wood holds it in place. Actually, what you want to do is put your wall up first, and then we'll come in where you can still work from this side, and you can just slide that in, or you can run it all the way up if you want. If you want to tack it on the top, tack it over the top, yeah, and then come in. Sure, that works. There, you should have some little siding nails there. Something? No, I guess. Do I have all those? Five minutes has started. The last 5 minutes is up and running. Want this for your plastic? Working with your plastic, this might be easier. Yeah, this is outside the house, so you don't need a lot of it over here. You just want to run it down like that. This will help you with your plastic. This will help you with your plastic, little nails. Yeah, now run another little piece across the top. You could either flip that over the top or run a little piece across top, which would go across the ceiling of the partition wall. You see on the back side there, I got a little piece of running all the way through, and then the 1x6 on top. You see? Now you want a 1x6 on top there, because that's just going to be a nailer. It's a partition wall. You don't need it bound in. Well, first of all, you got to nail that on. So nail that into, you got to toenail that into place. Theoretically, it's going to like be nailed down to the floor, right? Only 2.5 minutes left. We're getting close. We got to get some 1x6s in here, 1x4s in here. Get that little partition wall on. Well, if nobody gets it finished, we'll give you more time. Okay, we're still working along. We're going to give them another 5 minutes when this 5 runs out. Our fault at making bad timing. We're going to give you 5 more minutes here. 5. There's a little step ladder there if you want it. Okay, moving along. Oh, we're coming up with some 1x6 going in over there. All right, so we want that strip of plastic vertical down and across the ceiling of the partition wall. I saw her head in that hammer, and I thought she was really hammering better than before. We're getting close to finished here. We're going to give you a few more minutes. How are we doing over here? This one's coming along the best. Okay, you got a 1x4 in the corner here. After that, 1x6. Oh, they're coming up with that. We're going to actually get some finished here. Give them 3 minutes. We're almost there. Give them 3. We're giving you 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes because you're almost there. Coming in. Down to the finish line. In 3 minutes, there are going to be several of these things finished. They should be putting a double top plate in there, tying it in. There should be. As to whether they have time? Good, that's right. You got a longer one here? Here you go, across the top. That should reach. Is that gonna work? Yeah, all the way. There's go.
Okay, and just the 1x6 on the top?
And then there's 1x6 on the top of that guy.
Very good.
Okay, guys, get ready. What you need to do is get that top plate on there. So we'll tie it together up here. That's short, but that forget it. Tie that in, put a long one. See, this has got to tie here.
Yeah.
So you got it, yeah. You only got 2 minutes to do it.
Double step ladder there.
That's right. Okay, we've got a minute and a half left to go. We're up to the top plate on a couple of these. If that's going to hold, you quit and move on. Okay, this one you want to back off so that it can overshoot. That one has to bind it, bring it over, yeah, and then this one goes up that way. We got a 2x there for the, yeah, exact. So just get some tack in there, you only got a minute left. There's a ladder there. Yeah, come on, get that tacked in, we only got a minute. Okay. We got 49 seconds left. Some of you are getting really down to the short strokes here. Actually, I'm going to change the rules of the game on the length here. We're going to go until the first wall is finished. That's when we'll stop, because we can't figure out what the timing is supposed to be. So as soon as the first wall gets all tied in, that's when the clock stops. Okay, we're almost finished. 1, 2, 3 of them are finishing off that top bit. You're getting that tied in. You don't have your 1x6 up here or the 1x4 over there. You're getting awfully close. Oh, you got to get the top piece on. They're going in. So anybody that actually gets all their pieces in, that's when we're going to stop. We're missing some pieces over there. They're moving along, but they don't have a 1x6 on the top of the partition wall. You guys are missing a 1x6 on the top of the partition wall. Soon as the first one gets finished, that's the end of the game. You guys got a 1x6 up there? Almost. You tied in there? Almost. Okay, we're getting close. Getting close. That's a cool timing. When the first one gets finished. Don't you wish you could change the delivery time of your homes like that? Your home will be delivered when it's finished.
That's right.
Okay. Top plates. Let's go for top plates.
2x4?
Yeah. So you got these little short 2x4s here? Well, up here. Here's to him. Here's the top plate here. So throw a top plate like that,
Same thing here.
and then you need a 1x6 on that. How are you guys doing? That's not nailed in yet? Let me know if you finish first. Have you guys finished? You guys got everything in? No, you're missing a 1x4 there. They thought they were finished. They thought they were finished. How are you guys doing? You got all the pieces? You are going to finish. You got it? Is it done? Okay, let me know when it's done. Moving along. That's in. That's in. That's not in. Okay. You guys got it done? Over here? Everything? Finished? Yeah. Stop the clock. It's over. We got one team that is finished. Now the rest of you, I'd appreciate it if you keep on nailing because it helps us for the next contest to have the wall finished. So the rest of you keep on going until you get finished. You're done here. They're done there. So two of them are totally done. So the judges are now judging. The rest of it is just for me. Finish this up so it holds together. That's up. That's up. You guys are done. Good show. Okay, so these two are a little slower. Yeah, that top plate's the most important for me. It'll help hold everything together. Good stuff. Well, theoretically, there's one more piece of top plate and a 1x4 down here.
Oh, the top.
Well, throw the 1x4 in.
You ain't gonna tie nothing.
Yeah, that's good enough. It's not going to tie anything. So I'm happy with that. Bring your 1x4 over there. Okay, the judges are judging. Judges, it's all yours. It's all yours, judges. It's all yours. There's still some hammering going on, but we've stopped the competition. We're just holding these other ones together so they don't fall on us. Yeah, actually you can stop with that. That'll be good. Tie that in and nothing will move. Okay, you can call it quits because we can build the rest on top of that. Okay. Yeah, theoretically, go. You got a board? Yeah, here you go. Oh, you got them there. So the judges are huddling. all of the participants get to keep their hats, their gloves, and their glasses. So if you left them behind, pick them up. You can take home your hats, your gloves, and your glasses. While we're waiting for the judges to do their deliberations here, and what's fun is they were mixing with you the whole way, so they saw just how it went together. I'd like to thank Home Hardware for actually setting this all up for us. That's quite a challenge to do by email, to get them to understand the lumber we need and to provide all of this, and Stanley, who provided the tools. Are you guys done?
We're done.
We have a winner.
It was a close one.
A close one, okay. So tell me about how close it was and what it's all about. So we were close. They were all really, some of them were really tight.
They were really close.
But one stood out a bit more.
Perfect
and what
score.
was perfect score all the way along in speed, accuracy, technique, and team spirit. And that's Wapakika, the second booth over here. Wapakika. Who's in Wapakika? Come on up here. They actually had a perfect score. This is like a Bo Derek 10. Come on up, guys. You guys get to carry way more than just your gloves and your hats and your goggles. Here you go. It's actually useful stuff. Good job. Good job. In 25 minutes, lunch is being served in the Canada room back on the other side. And then after that, you come back here. How are you doing, Silvio, for sign-ups? You need one more person? A few more people, okay. And then when we get back here and just looking at the schedule, we'll be back here at 1:15. So you got an hour for lunch. 1:15, we'll be back here getting to the next step of building these things. We'll start putting some insulation on. Okay, thank you very much. Enjoy the exhibition. Thank you, Home Hardware and Stanley, and have a good lunch.